we're looking at that model and we see that it's been very, very successful. And so we believe that it will help us not only increase the funding that will become available to us, but it'll also create a lot of self-funding opportunities while we use the Ethereum platform.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Alberto Rezende. He is the CEO of M2I Global. And Alberto, great to see you again. How are you?
Excellent, Steve. Excellent. Busy as always, but great to see you.
Good stuff. Well, glad busy is good. And you're busy because you made a pretty interesting announcement talking about forming a new entity that will sort of look at Ethereum. And maybe we could talk a bit about Ethereum. We're not going to get too technical on this, but certainly so people understand why Ethereum is so important.
Well, I think Ethereum is really important because obviously it brings us into the crypto currency environment, which is really the new wave, if you want to call it, of everything that we do online. The important thing about Ethereum is its blockchain structure allows you to build functionality on the platform. And it's something that allows for transparency, and it's something that stays with the supply chain of elements throughout their lifespan. So for us, as we're looking to ensure that we build a strategic mineral reserve with great transparency and being able to always prove the provenance of material, it becomes an easy decision for us to look to Ethereum to be able to build that structure on top of that platform.
Yeah, and you talked about the sort of the basis of the company is to get that supply chain from sort of the start to the end, and allowing that availability of Ethereum within that allows input from a number of different places, not just the usual ones we've seen in the past.
Absolutely. The ability to have the transparent and the registers or ledgers in a decentralized fashion really facilitates us being able to provide that proof of source all the way through the supply chain as we build a strategic mineral reserve for the U.S. government. And in doing so, we want to be able to always know where the material is that we're storing. That's one of the major functionalities that Ethereum will give us.
Yeah, so this will operate sort of as a second entity in essence with the company, but also you'll be able to acquire Ethereum as well to be able to sort of, in essence, fund this as well.
We believe that that's the way it's going to work for us. So we're looking really at the strategy that some companies are utilizing some of the cryptocurrency as a treasury asset. And we're looking at that model and we see that it's been very, very successful. And so we believe that it will help us not only increase the funding that will become available to us, but it'll also create a lot of self-funding opportunities while we use the Ethereum platform as both a treasury asset and as a blockchain for our logistics supply chain.
So obviously there's some lead time in order to getting this all set up. Will this be really sort of a real hard launch in 2025?
We believe it will definitely launch in 2025. Obviously, we're just opening up the Pandora's box of putting all this together. And I know that we've got some great references from some of the other companies that are utilizing a cryptocurrency. And so we've got a pretty good roadmap that we're developing now with our attorneys and so forth. So we believe that we'll be able to make a launch in 2025. Absolutely.
Yeah, and one last question, and I know that there's a new president coming in the United States, and President-elect Donald Trump. And one thing he talked about during the election was the importance of Bitcoin and things like that, and cryptocurrency, and how important that is. He actually spoke at a conference on cryptocurrency as well. So it sounds like there's some positivity in the U.S. government as well.
We believe so. And I know that the SEC recently was able to announce after they did an investigation that it's not going to trade as a security, right? So that's, I think, a really big plus for us to be able to use Ethereum as a platform. And I believe that the conditions are right across the economy and the situation just in general to really exploit a cryptocurrency as part of our strategy going forward.
Well, Alberto, congratulations on this. Excited to see how it all rolls out, and great to see you as always. Thank you for your time.
Thanks very much, Steve. Appreciate your time.
All right, there's Alberto Rezende. He is the CEO of M2I Global.